Cinema Classics is sponsored by the Gateway Film Center and is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. You can listen to full shows online at wcbe.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
It is. And who gets 2 pages in the New York Times Magazine? Huh?
None other than the incomparable Michael Keaton.
Boy. Now, there are actually people listening to our show. I'm not sure about our listener, but there are some people who don't know who Michael Keaton is.
Who are these idiots?
I don't know. That's
right. You know what? I don't. Is that true? You think?
No, I think they once
younger
you say
people maybe?
Once you say Batman or whatever, that they may know it.
What an interesting career he's had.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was a favorite of mine from going as far back as when I was 12 or 11, or when I first saw Night Shift, which to me remains one of the great comedy performances of all time. Followed up by Mr. Mom. He had a nice little run there, and then dropped off. He had a couple of flops before he made Beetlejuice and Batman and was back on top.
Boy.
And then he lost it again. At some point in the late 90s, early 2000s, he seemed to really just kind of drop off of the radar. Made a lot of crap like White Noise. But Birdman, big Oscar comeback.
I love that film. I know it's not a favorite of yours, but
and now he just steadily works, and he turns in all this. Even if the movies are crap, since he's no longer carrying them, you get like a nice little jolt of Michael Keaton. He's always a welcome addition to any movie.
I think he's terrific in The Protégé.
Okay,
he plays the heavy.
He's got this one out in theaters right now. Right?
Yeah, and it's romantic, as well as being tough.
Yeah.
Very good. But recently.
So here's this movie, Worth.
Yeah.
That you can see him. He's carrying pretty much the entire film, and Worth is about Kenneth Feinberg. Is that who it is?
That's correct.
The attorney who oversaw the sort of the compensation, the government's compensation of the families of
the victims,
9/11.
A compensation fund.
Yes, right. So we're talking about Michael Keaton. We're talking about docudramas, but how does Worth hold up? How does it stand up? What's your take on this movie?
My take on it is it's absorbing. It's so because 9/11 is so much a part of our DNA now. It's interesting to see how somebody can have a bit of a different take. The different take is you have only a couple of seconds of the shots of the buildings being destroyed.
Yeah.
Beyond that is the most interesting human question: how do you put a value on a human being? And you have thousands of people who want reparations. The government is quite willing to do that, and they engage, or he volunteers, thinking that it's going to be like his other conflict resolution cases, easy.
Yeah, it really does get at some quintessentially American questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, I feel like maybe the movie doesn't do as good a job as it might have, really digging its heels into that question that it asks.
I know.
So, here are all these people, and one of them might be a CEO, one of them might have been a janitor.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that the CEO's life was worth more than the janitor.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
And it really does come. It basically, if you lay the heart of the question bare, it is he who makes the most money is worth the most in this country.
Let's just say the rich are not happy with any formula that doesn't put them on top.
Yeah, it's so gross.
And but yet it's kind of understandable unless you get into the human element.
Here's my thing. Look, and this is what I wish the movie got into more. The CEO presumably, departs this world with a sizable life insurance policy that the family will benefit from. That family will probably continue to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Now, whereas the sole breadwinner janitor dies, even with that life insurance fund, it's not going to necessarily change those people's lives. But just a paltry percentage of that could change those people's lives and keep them secure, right? Yeah. I mean, it's grotesque. Really.
And the very fact that we are, in a sense, debating this issue is how difficult it must have been for Feinberg and his associates to come to a conclusion, because once they face the public, it's clear it's a whole different game.
Well, Michael Keaton makes this character
Oh, he is. Even
so much more likable. I'm
he
sure.
even yeah
Humanizes this guy.
Oh.
I don't know Kenneth Feinberg, obviously not personally, and I can barely place his face.
I think they had
I vaguely remember,
a documentary on it.
but
on him.
I can only
years ago.
imagine what this guy.
He's
was like.
he's tight
real
as
life.
wire rimmed
Yeah,
accounting type.
yeah.
But he does have heart, and this is what Keaton brings into it. But he has even his physical tics down, but he
Mhm.
doesn't try to imitate him.
He's doing his Boston accent.
Yes, it always annoys me, but he does a good job.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know why they bother to have accents.
I don't know.
I don't.
Verisimilitude, I guess.
I know it is.
You know, the movie sort of, I think, it just sort of evaporates in the mind. There's not a whole lot here that sticks to the ribs. We get the central premise. You know, I always have this problem with a lot of these made-for-Netflix movies. They feel like they're done by the numbers.
I'm trying not to generalize
They
because
feel like they're done so
they're
quickly.
soft.
They are. They just kind of like, they're handsomely produced,
Yeah.
competently
Yes.
edited, shot, but there's not a whole lot of soul in
I
these
know,
movies.
and they seem
And
to.
a movie like this, I feel, requires a little bit of soul.
I wonder
It
if they
requires
were.
more than a little bit of
Yeah,
soul.
I wonder if they were the producers of the Founder, which I thought had much more guts.
Talking about another docudrama
Yes, that's
starring
right.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I can't remember
Yeah.
if they did it or not.
even so.
I don't know if Netflix did it, but it
Yeah.
does have that feel
Yes,
to it, right?
exactly. He is.
Another one Michael Keaton turns up in, docudrama, is The Trial of the Chicago Sept.
Oh, right, and he plays the Attorney General or
Yes.
something. Yes,
Yeah.
he's good.
He's very good. In a key little role there, it's more or less a
Yeah.
cameo. I think he only has a total of probably 5 minutes of screen time.
What I like about Keaton is that you expect him to go into some Beetlejuice riff.
Mm-hmm.
And when he plays it straight and underplays it, he's
Yeah.
really impressive.
He can be really authoritative.
Yeah.
Right? He's great. I noticed that he did another one. He did, okay, so he's been in Worth, Trial of the Chicago 7, The Founder, which you just mentioned,
Yes.
and the Oscar-winning Spotlight.
And Spotlight, he plays the editor, I think.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Good one.
Another
Yeah.
Boston movie.
Yeah,
He's
right.
played Another Boston accent.
He's fortunate to be in, and in one that I'll just mention because it's different from these, and it's not a docudrama, but I just want to point out he also can do Shakespeare, even though he had no training in Shakespeare. He played Dogberry and Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about earlier when I said, you know, at the height of his post-Batman career,
Okay.
he was able to do some interesting stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're listening